morning after my meditation, I opened up a Google Doc and dictated some notes, observations from my practice. I then copied that into a draft email and made some edits. I clicked send. I vaguely remember the undo send notice that came up on the bottom. I do not recall pressing that button. And then for whatever reason, I went to look at the email I had sent, and the email was gone. It was not in any sent folder, it was not in any draft folder. It was not in any outbox. I looked in my Google Doc to see if I could undo the delete that I did, because I didn't need to have an erroneous, extraneous document there since I already had my email. Why have duplicates? The undo did not work. I spent the next 45 minutes at least looking for that email, which I was certain I had sent, and it is gone. The only explanation I can come up with is that I accidentally hit undo send, and instead of seeing that the draft came up again, I hit cancel and deleted it. But I have no memory of that. So this video is to describe what went into the meditation this morning. I was intent on sitting as still as possible, and the meditation started with an intention to bring up a wholesome feeling and to keep that as my object of meditation. I applied and sustained thought on a theme of noticing the five aggregates, noticing any distractions from the object, and creating thoughts that revolved around the coming in and out of attention of various Dhamma objects, the five aggregates, the collected mind, the collected attention, the tranquility, the energy, the joy. Yeah. It's really hard to do it now. It's hard to recollect. I'm trying to recollect what I wrote. I notice consciousness dipping out while the bodily formations maintained, and there's no real, I guess there was it's hard to describe. When the consciousness dips out, it's sort of, normally when consciousness dips out for me, it's combined with a lot of dullness and often a perception of visual, imaginary phenomena, like a micro dream. So a perception of the mind, an imaginary perception, and it's like the consciousness clings to that image and moves out of the six senses and onto that image and into the dullness until the dullness in the image collapse into sleep. But this morning there was no perception with the dropping out of consciousness. I don't know if I would call it dullness, and the body did not collapse as well. Normally when I dip into sleep, the body lurches forward and then my sati comes back and I'm back into awareness. But this morning it was just dipping out and then just re-emerging without any effect on the body. And no real affective effect on, no effect on my affect. So that it was just, there was no clinging to that falling out of consciousness. When I came back, I noted it. It's very fast. I noted it in my sustained thought, so I'm still verbalizing. I'm verbalizing where the mind's going, essentially, and verbalizing if there's any hindrance, if I have a slight tinge of doubt about how it's going or how I'm doing, I could verbalize about that, verbalize about having right view, verbalize about not seeing these phenomena as self, not clinging to any of the phenomena, verbalizing on the coming and going of various senses or factors. If I notice a factor of the practice, I would return to my object so that I don't get too focused on the factors. Notice a bit of gaps between thoughts, maybe some nothingness there. Noticing deepening, bodily formations settling a bit, mental formation settling a bit. Noticing any projection of time concepts, not necessarily anxiety, but anticipatory thought formations. That's the gist of it. And then the 45 minutes of clinging to the fact that my email disappeared as if it had never been written. But now I'm laughing about it a